Hi, I'm Natalie Bartels, and I'm going to talk to you today about Oscar Wilde's The Picture of Dorian Gray. I studied literature and music in undergrad with the intention of becoming an English professor, and Dorian Gray to me is still kind of the fount of all my love of literature. Dorian Gray was written in 1890 and was kind of published in a magazine called Lippincott's Magazine in a shorter version, but it was finally published in book form in 1891. The premise of the story is there's the painter Basil Hallward, who's painted a stunning portrait of his friend Dorian Gray, and Basil has a friend named Henry Wotton, Lord Henry, and Henry meets Dorian and helps Dorian become aware of his own personal beauty and the fleetingness of his youth. And when Dorian sees the finished portrait, he realizes the gifts that he has and bemoans the loss of his youth, the future loss of his youth someday, and says that if only it were the other way, if only it were the painting that would grow old and not I. When I find I am growing old, I shall kill myself. And of course Basil says, don't talk that way, Dorian. As the novel progresses, you see that this wish has been granted to him. The book was quite a scandal when it was released. A lot of people wouldn't talk with the Wilde or his wife Constance, because it was so scandalizing. You have themes of duality in character, which are making fun of the Victorian tropes of being pious, well-to-do, put together people who are really just as rotten as anybody else. Dorian Gray is a Gothic novel essentially, and so it draws on tropes from earlier in the 19th century where you have this willful suspension of disbelief, and so you're not supposed to question how does Dorian's soul get transmuted to the painting. You just kind of accept that and enjoy the ride. I adore Dorian Gray because of its stunning wit and the life and the sparkle to the dialogue, and to Wilde's descriptions of the artistic life that Dorian Gray chooses to lead, which also, he also chooses a debaucherous lifestyle, but it's very, very fascinating and stunningly well written. Wilde said in defense of the novel that there is no such thing as a moral or an immoral book. Books are well or badly written, that is all. Yeah, Dorian Gray, to me, began my love of literature. It was the first book that really shook me to the core with its beauty and its reality and how the characters seemed so vibrant to me. Right now I'm studying music for a master's, but I intend to return to Wilde studies and do a doctorate in the UK, and to write about Oscar Wilde's use of 19th century musical themes, like Wagner's ideas with the Gesamtkunstwerk, that is the total work of art, the work of art that integrates all different forms of art, like dancing and visual arts and music, to create a more sublime experience. And Dorian Gray is written as a Gesamtkunstwerk, I believe, because it uses painting, it uses music, it uses theater, it doesn't have any dancing, but it has poetry. It references French poetry all the time. And so every time I come back to Dorian Gray, I realize that there's a whole new way of reading it, a whole new perspective from which to see the plot and the meaning of the actions that the characters take and the beauty of different lines. I would highly recommend the book.